Hey Gold Medal Online, it is your Kickmaster John Vasquez back with another video today. Today's topic, we are going to be talking about transition, or what I consider the mortar in between kicks of combinations. So if this is your first time visiting us, we want to welcome you. Thanks for stopping by. We'd appreciate it if you consider subscribing to our channel and then turning on all notifications. That'll let you know when we kick another video out to the tube. Okay, today we are going to be talking about 3 tips that'll help you with transitions. And what transitions are is they're the small in-between steps, shuffles or skips or pivots that are in between kicks when you're putting together a kick combination. So if you have 2 kicks, that's 1 transition in between those 2. If you're doing 3 kicks, then you're going to have 2 transitional periods between those 2. And those are very, very important, so that way your combinations can flow smoothly, you don't lose balance, and you can still generate as much strength and power and grace that you need. Okay, tip number 1, very, very important. Keep your heels up. You want to keep those heels up and stay as high as you can on the toes most of the time, especially during training. And the reason for that, I tell this to everybody. I say your heels are like anchors on a boat. Once you place those heels down, you are going to be stuck in place. You can still move, but it's going to be very, very difficult. And you have a lot of weight and pressure that drops down when you land on those heels. Okay, in order to develop a habit of being light on your feet, there's 2 exercises I always recommend to people that are very easy to do. You can do them almost anywhere and require almost no equipment. One is jumping jacks. And if you look at the motion and the movement, they're very, very similar in the motor skill movement that you have to do for each one. And the second one is jump roping. Practicing both of those exercises over and over and over continuously is going to give your legs, your ankles, your calves, the stamina to be able to stay high on the balls of your feet, keeping the heels up off of the ground. So now, once you have a good habit of step number 1, keeping the heels up, the next step is going to be actually pivoting. And this is more importantly why you do want to keep the heels up. In transitioning here, pivoting those feet is what's going to allow you to set your body up, set your legs up, your feet, your hips, position, guarding stance, to be able to flow into the next kick. So let's just take a simple roundhouse kick, back kick combination. The position, the transitional foot, the most important is going to be my front leg, but it should already be in a good position if I've done a correct pivot for the roundhouse kick. So my right leg roundhouse kick here, pivot, land. Now I'm set up for my back kick. A little bit. I'll show you a nice little technique that you can do to actually make that flow a little smoother. But from here, then I can execute the back kick. If I've pivoted my roundhouse kick properly. I see a lot of people, their roundhouse kicks today are like this, very upward, and that works for competition, and that might be useful at some times, but you still want to be able to have a good hip rotation, shoulder rotation on your roundhouse kick to be able to execute maximum amount of power. The other way might be faster, but the second one is going to hit harder. So one thing that you want to do after that roundhouse kick, if I'm going to do roundhouse kick, back kick, snap, and as I land, I pre-pivot this foot before it's on the ground, look over my shoulder, now I can execute my back kick. And I can execute it very, very straightforward, the way it should be done. That's because I transition properly with my front leg. And tip number 3. And this one's very simple, but not everybody has this capability yet. You have to learn it, you have to develop it. And this one is more mental. Learning to think and see 2 to 3 steps ahead. This is why they always compare when you have 2 good athletes, 2 good Taekwondo athletes sparring, they always compare that to a chess match. It's more mental than it is going to be physical because their physical abilities are both going to be very high. They're both well trained and they're both fighting to try to win. So the one who can think better is usually going to be the one that comes out on top. So what am I referring to? Well, not all the time are you going to be able to just do a setup, roundhouse kick, land, and throw that back kick. You might have to be able to flow and follow up when a window of opportunity shows itself or presents itself. In that instance, you are going to need your instinct or habit to kick in to be able to follow up and follow through with the appropriate kick so that you can merit a point, a knockdown, anything like that that's going to give you dominance in the match. The best Taekwondo athletes in the world can also think 2 and 3 moves ahead very fast, which is why they become world champions. Okay, so that's all we have for this video. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget, you can also follow us on Instagram at goldmedal18. You can also check out our website, goldmedalsaginaw.com, and you can always come back to our YouTube channel for everything Taekwondo and beyond.